Bam. Let's see if this has... Well, he's everywhere. You done? You just everywhere. Oh, that's a good little fish, guys. He's probably right at 10 inches. Chartreuse fathead. You know why I picked Chartreuse this morning right off the bat? You don't see how cloudy it is? Cloudy mornings. Kind of cool a little bit. Water 73 degrees. Lake's up. You can tell there's not much of an opening on that boathouse. Lake's up by 6 inches probably. It's because we had so much rain. We had 5 inches of rain this week. So that's why the lake's up. Water has a little bit of stain to it. Not much, just a little bit. Where you going? Bam. Boy, they are fighting good this morning. They're no bigger than they are. Get my boat away from that dock. I came to this dock maybe 2 weeks ago, and there's a few here. And I caught a bunch of the little ones. And then I said, well, heck, I'm gonna leave it. I don't stay with them, guys, if they're really, really small. That's a decent fish there. He's over 10 inches, he's about 10 and a half. If they're really small, or if they are finicky and just want to bump you all the time, and I switch a few baits and I just think it's a school, a lot of times when they're like that, you can move to another spot. And I've done it that day. I went down the lake, but as far as I could see down there to a boathouse, and caught 4 or 5 real fast. Went to another boathouse, caught 4 or 5. Sometimes if that school's not feeding, best thing is just leave them. You don't know what happened. You don't know if they just came in. They don't stay on a boathouse all the time. Later this summer, I'll make a video about fishing docks. I've done it last year. And one of the things I've learned is fishing the dock. I've seen the crappie come in. I've been there, been a handful of crappie at a dock. And all of a sudden, here comes a school of crappie in. 20 or 30 just come sliding in. And I catch a couple of those. I think they've been out here chasing shad, you know, open water a lot. Crappie stay in open water, I think, more than we realize they do. We always related, before we had live scope, we didn't know that. We always related crappie to structure, right? They're on a brush pile, they're in a treetop, they're on a dock, they're on a, you know, they're on something. But we learned with live scope now that especially bigger crappie was related to open water more. But to chase shad down and eat, they go out in open water. Then as the sun starts coming up, they decide, well, they're going to, I think, this relate and rest for the day. So I have seen them come into boathouses like that. Also, I've seen them leave when I've been fishing there and they get tired of me casting at them and harassing them. I've seen them leave the boathouse and go out and circle around and come back. I heard somebody else say that on YouTube a couple of days ago. They said, hey, I've seen crappie leave the brush pile I'm fishing, and I just sat there for about 10 minutes and they come back. Yeah, that school came back, or it could have been a different school. A few days ago, I said, a lot of these bigger fish on docks are carp. And I imagine some of y'all went, what? See, these are crappie. I stopped the depth finder so we'd be blinking on it, because I know some evidence blinking. These are crappie. See all these big marks back here? You're like, wow, there's a lot of big crappie back there. They're carp. And I know the carp because I watch them and I see them turn sometimes. What reason they look like it's flashy? That's them sitting there finning. That's what they're doing. They're that big of a fish. That's probably 2 fish. Yeah, guys, they're probably carp like this. We have carp in here that are grass carp, guys, that are probably 3 foot long at least. I mean, they're huge. You know, they're big. I've foul hooked some before bass fishing. All you can do sometimes is get one of them to the boat and get the hook out of them. And they're huge. They're 12, 14, 15 pounds or bigger. But, of course, there's small carp, too. Carp got to grow up just like any other fish. But those are carp. And when the water's clear, I've seen them come out. I've watched them move out from the dock. If you go to the other end of the lake, where I work a lot of times, the water's a lot clearer. I was just down there about a week or so ago, staying in a boathouse. And he said his boathouse is in the area of 5 foot at the end of it. And almost to the end, about 3/4 ways out, where it's probably 3.5 foot, you could look down and see rocks. You can see the bottom. You can't hear. Here today, about 1.5 foot on the boat ramp, I noticed, 1.5 foot, maybe pushing 2 foot. you couldn't even see the cement on the boat ramp no more. But the other ends are a lot clearer. And I'm dropping my bait and it's disappearing. That Chartreuse is disappearing at about 15, 16 inches when I drop it in the water. So all that makes a difference. But I know that from working around here and working around docks, these big carp love these docks, and you notice they're on the back end to where it's shallower, and the crappie separate. The crappie are not scared of the carp. They must know that they're not interested in them somehow, right? Ah, this is the smallest one I've caught so far. I thought it was going to be bigger by the mark. They're scattered around this dock. There's a couple of this out here in open water I just seen. And there's a couple good ones here, so that's why I've been staying with them. He's probably 9 1/4. Wow. Don't think he's that big, but I think he thinks he is. Yep. Open water fish here, guys. I pulled up here. You see it right here? See him scooting across the bottom right there. Well, there was a couple up off the bottom. That's where this one, he was only, that's 14 foot. This one here was about 8 foot. There's like 4 of them. And I thought, they looked pretty decent fish. And I threw at him and this one grabbed it. He's probably 9 3/4. He ain't quite 10 inches. All right, wow. This is like he's bigger. Oh yeah, he's decent. We might, he's a little bit bigger. All right. Take what you can get this time of year, right? See, summertime, guys, you never know. I did catch one Friday, okay, this week. My bait fell out of his mouth. That was 15 inches. He's 15 1/4. And I caught a couple 13s. You just don't know. You just got to run across those bigger fish. Like I said earlier, I think a lot of these bigger fish camp out in open water. He's probably 11, 10 3/4. Bam, a little bit bigger. Chartreuse fell out here in my net, but haven't switched colors. It's working. I'm not going to switch. You know, if y'all haven't fished the Fathead, I sell a lot of them. Sent some out this week, and I have so many colors in them. This is a great bait. This is Chartreuse. It's plain Chartreuse. It's neon. I use a lot of neon colors, guys. A lot of the blues and stuff are neon. See how bright that thing looks today? Yeah, they can see it. The water got a little dents to it. They can see that. Sam made a comment, I think, on the site. I talked to him on the phone the other day too, so I don't remember which one it was. But he fished that tournament. He loaded the video where he caught 80 pounds of crappie. And they was fishing the tournament, him and his brother. And he said 2 of the baits that stood out was the tracer. And I think it was live bait color, because see, the water was pretty clear. And it was the Fathead and the Bronco color. Now the Bronco color is a silver bullet back. It's a grayish black back with a belly that's real light pearl with a lot of silver glitter. So it looked like a little minnow. In that clear water, they thought they was grabbing a little minnow. This thing has that, it's 1.5 inch bait. It has that minnow shape. It has a little forked tail, okay? And the tail sticking together though with me this morning. And also, I'm using a 1/48 ounce head. And this is 1.5 inch bait. 1.5 inch bait's what it is. It's not size 6 hook. Yeah. And it works just fine. Now I'm using a light jig here because I want a slow sink, number one. All right. I use 1/48 a lot in the summertime, guys, until the fish go deep. Because most of the fish I'm fishing for are less than 10 foot. You know, they're around 10 to 12 foot the most. Most of them are suspended. They're shallower than that. But it sinks slow. Look here. Here's a score here. No water in front of me. Crappie are still moving around. And they do that a lot in the morning hours, but it's a cloudy day. I said that in a couple clips all ago. What happens? I've seen crappie come into boathouses, come into brush piles while I've been there fishing. It's because they're out chasing shad. And these are some smaller crappie. This school like that. It's a smaller bunch of crappie. I caught one of them out of it. It was over here a while ago. It's moving along. It's just circling around here hunting for stuff to eat. Now sooner or later, as the sun comes out, because the sun's supposed to come out today, and it's supposed to be 80 degrees. Right now, I think it was 65 when I left the house. When that sun comes out, these fish will be pushed to something. They'll go to a brush, or go deeper on the bottom. They'll go to one of these boathouses. They'll go to some kind of cover. In the summertime here, they like to go either deeper so say 15 to 20 foot on some treetops or brush, if I can find it, when they go to the boathouse. As the water continues to warm, it's 73. When that water hits about 78, 80 back in here, there will still be a few crappie back here. But most of them will move on out of this creek. They'll get to deeper water at the mouth of the creek, or even go out to the main channel. Oh, can't find any real good fish today, guys. I'm falling catching a lot of 9 to 10s. He's about 9. Not seeing many big fish. I just found a little school of fish right here on this point, and they're small too. This might be a little bigger. I say it's a couple of marks on top that look bigger. Looks like it's about 25, 30 fish maybe. I don't know. It's quite a few. And they're moving around a lot. This one hit it hard. Is he? I don't know if he's, yeah, he's a good one. I don't know if I should try to pick him up or not. So size 6 hook. Yeah, he's not that big. I thought he was bigger than what he felt like. I thought he was going to be about 11. He's probably lucky if he's 10. That's about what he is. He's about 10, 10 and a half. Woo! All right, guys, on Chartreuse. I got a couple over 10, but I tell you, I didn't catch a bunch of monsters. So the summertime fishing here, the bigger fish get hard to come by. I was lucky enough to catch a couple last trip out. And I will catch some more decent fish, I promise you. But you gotta find them. Right? You gotta find them. Bam. About the same size. He's about 10 inches. Oh, they're all about fun size here. That's a decent fish. Finding bigger fish can be being really tough today. He's about 10, a little bit over 10 probably. Bam. All right, guys. Yeah, I jumped to a dock. I jumped to a dock and finish up. It's a couple here, and they're the same way. You know, I said this a couple videos back. Sam and I was talking about the fish period times. If you look at the calendar chart, it'll tell you the best fishing times. And I told him, I said this in another video. I said, yeah, I know there's a lot of truth to that. When we was fishing as a youngster, they would say, we was riding to the lake, and to see all the cows laying down in the field, fish not biting good if the cows are laying down. That's what a lot of the old timers used to say. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? But I fished with a guy, and he was older than me. He was actually fought in the Vietnam War. He was injured in the war. Him and I fished together a lot. And we'd be riding along going to Lake Anna in Virginia there. I lived about an hour and 45 minutes from there at that time. He'd say, yeah, cows are laying down. The next time we'd be going along and going, yeah, the cows will stand up feeding today. Fishing's going to be good. So there are times when fishing is tougher than others, and they do have a chart for it. And like I told Sam, I said this another day, we was talking about it. I said, yeah, I know that. I know all that's true, because I go out sometimes and it's hard fishing. It's tough. Like today, it's tough. You know, I know we're in between fronts. A front just came through. We had terrible windstorm, knocked trees down. Trash was all in my yard. I had to clean up yesterday. We seen trees laying down yesterday as we traveled yesterday evening. Trees laying down here and there. So I think there was a tornado that touched ground about 40 miles from here, maybe 30 to 40 miles from here, touched down. So it was really a rough front to come through. And that's probably got something to do with it too. Before a front, after a front, things like that changed it too. So I know there are times that fishing are tougher than others. But I told Sam, I said, you know when I go? When I have time. If I'm not working, don't have a job going. And my biggest factor is the wind. I look at the wind chart on underground weather. If the wind's going to be above 10 miles an hour, I usually don't go. If I got time to go, I go work in the shop. And I'll look at the week, they'll give it for the week, and I'll try to pick a day of that week. All right, I'm going to say this now. I schedule my jobs around that sometimes. Sometimes I'll look on Saturday, then I'll call people on Saturday evening and go like, hey, I'm going to do this job for you Tuesday. And then I call the other person, I'm going to do your job Thursday. Because I'm only trying to work like 2 days a week, guys, sometimes 3. and I'll schedule my job around the wind and try to get to better days to fish. There you go. That's what I try to do sometimes. Don't work all the time, but that's what I try to do, guys. Appreciate y'all guys watching. It's just a fun video right there right now. If I change it, I'm going to hold on to it here for, like I said, guys, this is for the following week. I try to stay a week ahead of time because, like, again, I never know what the weather's going to be. All right? I can look ahead now and tell you they're calling for bad weather Wednesday and Thursday this week coming up. So I knew if I'm going to get some fishing time in, I better get her done, right? Appreciate y'all, guys. See y'all next time. Fishing Lake Country. Bam. Oh, this is funny. I've seen these 4 fish going along. I've been sitting on this point, guys, by 15 minutes. A rocky point. That buoy's a mark. Look here. This is the 4-inch pinpoint. The 4-inch pinpoint minnow. I was hoping they'd come out the 2.5 because I think the 2's right small, and I don't think there'd be any problem with the 2.5. Do you? That's the 4-inch. Woohoo! Crappie like 4-inch pinpoint minnows.